Well, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing okay in this heat. We're kind of in the middle of this heat wave here.
Yes, I am definitely enjoying our air conditioner at the time.
Recording in the basement is a good thing right now.
Yes, I definitely. Actually, I put on pants because our basement is also subsoil, and it's a bit chilly down here, which is good. I like it. Don't get me wrong; I'm not complaining. But I figured, since we talked for a while, I didn't want to have to run away and go, warm up somewhere else. Speaking
That's
of warming
fair.
up, I've got my libation to keep me warm. I'm doing the same thing as last time. It's a blood orange G&T in my Tapley Tinsmith glass.
How unoriginal, sir. Same thing as last time. I am enjoying
Standardized.
standard until it runs out and you'll eventually move on to something else. Well, I have a stainless steel tumbler with some stock and barrel whiskey. I've never had it before. It's a Canadian whiskey, and actually it's quite nice. I'm quite enjoying it.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, cheers, sir.
Cheers to you.
Here's to another good podcast.
And just so everybody knows, has a little intro of who we are and what we're doing. We call ourselves Brothers in Smithing. Long and ever ago, we met each other, and slightly less long ago, we both became smiths in two different respective fields, and kind of started challenging each other to build new things and pushing our creativity. And we posted online, and we're always at each other about competing and who's doing better. And we thought we would just push record so that you guys can hear us and the trials, tribulations, and fun that we have along the way. So my name is Andrew. I'm the blacksmith of the two, and I wore shorts for the first time this year yesterday. So I don't normally wear shorts, but I wore them yesterday. How's that for a little tidbit?
There's your nugget, eh?
There's my nugget.
My name's Kipling, and I'm the tinsmith coppersmith out of the duo. I started working as a tinsmith at a historical site named Lang Pioneer Village, and enjoyed it so much I started doing it at home and continue to make odds and sods. And my tidbit is I made a mint chocolate brownie for the first time yesterday. We're going on a camping trip, and we're doing a potluck, and we were doing the goodies. So I got to do a mint chocolate, so it's like triple layered. So,
Wow.
I've got some baking skills. Maybe I haven't actually tried it yet, so who knows? So next podcast, we'll see. I'll let you know how it turned out.
The whole group gets sick and goes down. Awesome. So we do a challenge every month and post it online to people to vote on it. Our last one was a bird-themed bookend, which I was able to invite more people to vote on. I guess I don't know.
Yes, yeah, it wasn't a womp, a whoopin', a wompin', a womp. I don't know what the word is there. A whoop womp. It was closer than at least the one before it. So, I didn't feel too badly, especially because I was going in to that competition not like super wowed by mine. I'm still happy with it. But, yeah, it performed well. So, learned a bit, enjoyed it. Still have it sitting on my shelf where, a bookend should be.
Is it holding up books right now?
No.
Neither is mine. Neither. My problem is if I put it on my bookshelf and holding up books, when it came time for market season to sell this stuff, if I pulled it off the shelf, I'd be like, well, now what's going to hold up my books? So it just went into the market pile. And yeah.
So, so that was good. And thank you, anybody who voted. Thank you. I don't know if anybody checked it out or whatnot. And again, so if you want to check them out, you can check out our Instagrams, either Tapley Tinsmith, Brothers in Smithing, or Deer Run Ford. Do check them out. And we'll say that again at the end, just because, there's my plug. Look at me.
There's your plug. Nice. But you got some catching up to do now. You're
overall stats, as we've mentioned before, we've been doing this now for a little over 3 years, and the winning stats are as follows. I'm not winning with 14 wins in total. You have got 17. No, that doesn't sound right.
I think you have 14. I have 17.
I have 15. Sorry, I had to check our thing. I have 15. You have 17, and we've had 4 ties. So I'm a little down, but that's okay. I'm feeling confident about this month's.
What is this month's?
This month's was a plant, but
a plant.
Just a plant. We're just doing a plant. Ooh. And we weren't allowed to go to the store to buy it. Yep. No, we had to make a plant, but not a flower. So it had to be, one of those leafy green ones, like a hosta or a rhododendron. I think that's just leafy. I don't know. I'm terrible with my house plants. And so, that was the thing, Pot didn't matter, and it had to look like a real one. It couldn't be some, made-up plant from the planet B12.
Right.
Do you know where that reference is from?
Come on. Is that a Firefly reference?
Oh, no. That's
no.
That's the Little Prince, Petit Prince. He came from the little planet B12.
Sorry.
Oh, that's my childhood. I am older than you, though, so,
Yeah, there you go.
So, all right, so what'd you do?
What did I do? I decided that I wasn't going to get much time this month to fire up the forge and actually hot forge or anything. So I kind of cold forged some steel. And I was thinking I wanted something that was, different. And I wanted it to do something. It doesn't actually do anything, but I did want it to do something.
It's a plant. What do plants do?
No. But so I made a Venus Flytrap. And my kids and I were like, wouldn't it be cool if the fly traps actually were on a hinge, like a paper clip, and it would hold paper and you could open them and clip I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. I could not figure out how to make it do that and still look like a Venus flytrap. So maybe that's a future project. I don't know. But I made Venus flytraps. So I started with some, I think it was 20 gauge mild steel, and came up with a paper template, made kind of like a battle axe type shape to it, with spikes out the end of the blades, which is totally what they look like. And then dished the blade section, keeping the spiky spikes for the ends of the things, and then folded it over to make it look like a Venus flytrap. And I made multiples of these: big, small, medium, open, closed, and a whole bunch of different things, and mounted them in a terracotta pot. I like the individual looks to the leaves. They kind of have this, I don't know, really gnarly looking look to them, but then they're shiny and kind of beautiful at the same time. But the overall plant itself, because the scale I went with is bigger than an actual Venus flytrap, the scale of them doesn't really play very well with the pot and the stuff that I have. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about the whole thing, if that's
fair enough.
Fair.
I must admit, after saying that, we weren't allowed to make up a plant, they kind of look like something you'd see on Planet B12 stuck out of the ground. They look awesome. Don't get me wrong, I know exactly what they are. But they look a little bit alien. Part of that, I think, is the color, right? They are shiny.
Yeah.
Or something that would be used in medieval warfare. Do you know what a caltrop is? I don't know if you know what a caltrop is.
I've never seen one, no.
It's a sort of a 4-pronged spike that you throw. It always lands with one spike pointing straight up. They were thrown on the ground, so people with leather shoes. That's kind of what they look like. You plant them, as a defensive mechanism. But they are cool looking.
Commonly blacksmith, they just took 2 angles, right, and then forged them in the middle. So Yep.
Look at that blacksmithing angle right there with our caltrops. There you go. There's medieval warfare weaponry is coming up. One of these challenges.
Ooh. What are you going to make then? I'm sorry. What did you make this month though for our plant?
So, to go up against your Venus flytraps, I went for a money tree.
Money tree.
I don't know why it's called a money tree. That's what my wife calls the one that we have in our house. So I might even be wrong that it's not actually a money tree. But that's what we call ours. But but what they're they kind of look a little bit like palm trees. They're a little bit thicker at the base, like the stem then tapers up, and they've got these sort of palmate leaflets. So a little compound leaf kind of looks a little bit like a marijuana leaf, except for marijuana leaves are toothed on the edge. They're nice and smooth. So yeah, so I made the leaflets, the compound leaflets, and then I took some copper and I wrapped it around to make the stipes to get the tapered shape, and then they're the ones that twist up. They look like the trunks are braided or twisted on the way up. So I twisted up the trunk, and then I attached all the fronts, and it turned out quite well. I'm actually really, really happy. And one of the things I'm really excited about this one is because the leaflets are fairly thin, almost everything except the trunk is my cutoffs. So I used all my just scrap copper from other projects, which is what you used for most of it. So I was really, really excited. I didn't put a lot of, brand new copper in that. And I really like how it turned out.
Nice. So the classic question of, is it like, obviously this is one for sale, and like, what's your dollar, and would you make another one? And
would I make another one? Yes. I don't think there's a lot of copper in it. I don't know if I would make one right now, but after I've done a bunch of other projects and have some scrap copper, I think it's a good use of those scrap because it makes a really nice piece. Whether this one gets sold or not depends on how much my wife likes it, whether it can leave the house or not. And looking at it and looking at the size of the amount of copper, it would be probably in the $70 to $80 range. But at the same time, I was looking at like plants for sale because my wife is addicted to buying plants. I don't know about your wife, but she can't go to any garden center without walking home with several. And most of them, like a plant like this, you're spending $40-$50 on it. So this is a metal one. It's not going to wilt. If you've got a black thumb, it's not going to die. So I think it's a fair investment. So, and the nice thing, I think, my craft table is starting to have a plant section because I've got the poinsettias. I now have the money tree. I've got my twisted wire trees. So I've got some little calla lilies. So I'm going to have a little plant section.
Plant section, yeah.
My metal plant section.
I'm going to add mine into your section then.
Yeah, sneak the little Venus Flytrap in there. Did you learn anything making yours? Besides how to stab yourself with Venus Flytraps?
I only stabbed myself once, but I got myself pretty good. I was an idiot. I put all of them in a vise and was filing away for myself, away from the points, and one of them just had, that burr that kind of hangs on the corner, and I was like, yep, I'm just going to file that, and I had it in my hand, and I just filed towards myself, and it was just one of those quick, I'm just going to hit that, and I just went thump and drove it right into my thumb. Right there. Oh, did it hurt for like 4 days.
Yeah, because then it's like the wound is beneath the thumb, and every time you touch anything, yep. You see it coming. Yeah. And
so the thing that I had to learn was, because steel does work harden, and I wasn't trying to heat these up, and I was trying to keep that shiny to them. So it was trying to get the forging done, the cold forging done on it quickly enough, with the least amount of blows to it. And what order of operations, because the stem had to be folded, I don't know what you want to call it, the trap part had to be dished as well as folded. So it was, do you dish it and then fold it, or fold it and then dish it, and then when do you finish the points? Yeah. So it was order of operations. Once I had it, it was good, and I had to carve a new block of wood and new, I took a new chisel and filed it down so it wasn't cutting into it and stuff. So there was new things, but there wasn't any major revelations in this one.
It's fair. For me,
yourself?
So we've been working together to make a connected top and bottom tool for imprinting leaves. So what that means, for those if you're unaware, so you take a block of steel and you either, carve in a pattern or raise up a pattern in it, and then you can have a top piece that matches it. And when you smack it, you can put texturing and stuff. Well, you made this beautiful one for me. It was great, but it was a bit stiff for opening and closing, so I was filing down the handle so it would have a bit more movement, and it broke it. Go me. So there was. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to put in all these marks by hand, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just lay the piece of metal on the half that I've got. I'll put it in a vise. I'll put a piece of leather over it so I'm not damaging it. And that was a bit finicky. And then I realized, because I'm a bit slow sometimes, that I have a... Yeah, I know.
Sometimes?
Sometimes. Okay, be nice. I have a rawhide mallet, a leather mallet. And so I just would hold the leaf over the textured part and hammer it with the rawhide mallet, and it worked really well. And so I got a lot of good texturing fairly quickly with using just this half. And so now I want your help again, because I can't weld. I know. And I want to weld on a hardy hole piece on the bottom of the plate so I can just put it into my steak plate instead of clamping it in the vise. So, I sort of fumbled my way to that technique, but it worked out well, so I do like it.
That's good. And that'll help with poinsettias and all the other plants you make? And
any other leaf I'm making, because anytime you're making a flower, it's nice to have some leaves beside it to make it look good. So
what do you think your prospects on this one are? You liking where you're sitting?
I'm liking where I'm standing. One, mine doesn't look like it comes from an alien planet. Two, I'm really happy with it. I think it looks fantastic. I think I got a decent chance of selling it at a market. And even if it doesn't, I'd be happy to have this in my house. And it actually, is not in the to sell pile. It's actually on display. So we'll, But see, in my defense, my wife likes to buy a lot of plants, and we're always looking for more real estate. So, the copper plant can disappear, so there's real estate for more of her plants.
Yeah.
See,
okay.
this is how I'm going to sell it to her if I sell this thing. But
yeah,
do you think yours are going to move out of market?
I think so. Again, that whole idea, you sell your poinsettias as like a plant that you can't kill, right? A poinsettia you can't kill. And I've owned 3 Venus flytraps in my life, and I think 2 weeks is the best I've ever gotten one to live.
Oh, I think you're beating us by 3 or 4 days. Then ours never make it.
So having one that like is always living, again, it's that kind of like the Venus flytrap you can't kill. So I think that the right person it would sell. The interesting thing is going to be pricing it to a point where people are going to, again, value it, but then, still want to buy it, sort of thing. Like a Venus flytrap, a small one in a pot, is $20 every day. So if you're willing to invest $20 in it, one that you can't kill, are you willing to invest, $50 for it? It's bigger, it's showier. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, we'll find it this fall.
Yeah, I guess so. I have very little materials in them. It's all time, right? So and once I got the pattern and the technique, it was like production mode of all these things. I think I made like 30 of these things. Like there's 15 in each one. So I made 2 different ones. So I got pretty efficient at, I'd cut them all one night and file them. And then the next night I would grind all the teeth into them, because that was the most efficient way of getting the teeth. The points on the end was to actually clamp them in a vise and take an angle grinder and actually cut the teeth in.
Okay.
And I got pretty good at first I was tracing them on and then cutting to those. And then I got just pretty good I just had to mark the bottom line and being able to just because then it gives them a little bit more organic feel. You don't always have the same 7 teeth on each one, sort of thing. And I found that a little bit more efficient. So then I was able to take the same idea and literally scale it. So I have big ones, medium ones, and small ones in each one of the pots. And I think I think that's kind of what sells it on the Venus Flytrap. But
Yeah. Oh no, makes sense. Like everything growing doesn't grow the same size. So,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Well, we will
So
see
the
how they move.
and
And oh,
the
sorry.
plan. No, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and we're gonna post this next week, aren't we?
That's the plan.
So next week these are gonna go up on our Instagram, so you can, sign in or not sign in, but check out our feeds, vote on our stories. Let us know that you like mine better than you like his.
So probably the Thursday next week.
I think so, unless you want to
So
do
that
it a
would
different day.
no, that's working for me. So July 27th, then, for those following along, we'll be putting them on, and they'll be up for the 24 hours in our stories and Facebook and Instagram and all those things. Yeah, vote. We don't care who you actually vote for. We just want the votes, because honestly, the votes are what push us to do this. If we get 2 votes on each of our things, it's like, why are we doing this? But like, the more votes, the more people that say, oh, they're so great. It really does push us and help us to be as a creative outlet type of thing. So we appreciate all the votes, regardless of who
Yes,
they're
doesn't matter who you vote for. Still vote for me. I'm losing.
Yeah, we're not competitive at all.
No,
vote for
no,
me.
no. You got to be able to brag about something.
Yes. So, beyond the challenge, do you have anything going on in your shop? Any, what were you calling it? Woes or wonders or woes?
Wonders and
Woes,
woes. Wonders
woes.
and
Yes.
woes. So my woe is, I would say, shop adjacent right now. And I've noticed it over the last couple of years as I've been doing this. This time of year, my motivation tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know so much if it's my motivation as well as like I just, this time of the year is busy, I find. The kids are winding down at school. There's lots of, the end of year things, the karate gradings, the dance recitals, they're going on, getting ready for the summer and planning stuff to do with the kids and the camping trips and all that. And my amount of time that I actually do stuff drops, and then I find that the less I'm doing, the less I want to do. Right. And so I keep trying to figure out, like, what is that motivation, and the challenges are definitely a big help to get that going. It's like, oh, I got to get this done. And then once I start working right back into it, it's wonderful. But it's that, in January, February, March, like, I get up and let's go down to the shop. Let's do something. Oh wait, I got to go do these things, but then I'm right back down to the shop. So yeah, that's what I'm worried. That's my woe right now, is just finding more motivation to get started.
Yeah, I feel that too, and I can echo that challenge thing. Like, without this challenge, I don't know if I would have done anything this month. I honestly didn't. I never fired up the forge this month. I never. There's a couple projects that I'm like, do I really need to make that pair of tongs or fix that pair of tongs? If I did, then I could put them away, but they're just in the corner there. I don't really care, so there's a bunch of those little things that I just never got to because I didn't fire up the forge, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not doing it. And just like, I don't know, it's not like an easy way out, because I still have to like cold forge these things, but it wasn't for me to get the forge out, I have to, cart everything upstairs and get it all set up in my front yard and stuff. It's not as easy as going into the shop and hitting a flicker sort of thing. So, it's a whole day setup and tear down and type of thing. So I feel that. And I think that the answer is the challenges. Like,
absolutely. I agree. Although I've been finding that, like, the challenges are fantastic. I love them, but they don't take very long, which is good. But if that's my only motivation at that time, like, okay, I got that done. What's next? Which then does help having, we have hinted at our long-term challenge for October, getting these pieces done. So, like, I do have that, and I don't know if you saw, I was fiddling with my rooks.
ooh.
Yeah, that's that. So this one, not that anybody can see this as I'm showing them.
I
This
know,
one.
I know, I know, and I want to tell them what it looks like, but I'll leave it. It's
No,
fine.
no, we're not allowed to give away our theme. But
I know.
I'm sort of getting the rooks done right now. So that's got a little bit of a push. And I had a few other things. Like I had a friend who just bought a house, and so I was making him a housewarming gift. So I've had a couple things on the go, but yeah, it's just been a bit more of a struggle. But I've heard you've got some shop wonders to get off the depressing side of the topic.
Well, not wonders. I guess shop improvements is kind of where I'm at, because there's a couple things that and we're both in the same category where your garage is used for cars and you kind of have a couple benches. Mine is the front porch, and I kind of have to keep things in a certain area, and we have small areas. You're sharing your living space down in your basement, and I'm sharing my laundry room in my basement for our shop. So it's trying to make efficient use of the space. And sometimes it's just if I have to move this tool and put it down somewhere to get out another tool, I'm less likely to get out the tool that I have to get behind everything.
Yep.
And I want to just grab the thing. And for me, and what I do, angle grinders are like so very important. And having one that just had a flap disc on it and one that has a cutoff wheel on it, man, if you just I look at other people's shops, and if I look at a picture, I'm like, oh, they got 3 angle grinders on their wall. Oh, I'm just jealous. I have 3 angle grinders, but I'm not going to reach past the other one to get the one to get the, and it's just a pain in my ass. Right. So, I was, how do I fix this? How do I get there? And I've seen people with a piece of, angle iron and everything like that. So anyway, I was looking it up, and they do sell angle grinder brackets, and I was not inspired to make them myself, so I just purchased them. And this is the thing. It's not super hard to make. It's just a little U shape with a bend that goes against the wall and a place for the cord, because a lot of mine are corded. And the angle grinder with the discs already attached to it just sits in there.
Sits there.
And
Oh, yeah.
and this was all inspired actually from the Venus Flytraps, because I'd cut some teeth and then I'd have to shift it in the vise. You got to put the angle grinder down, and while it's running, and you kind of got to let it, these are things that if you don't pay attention, you're going to hurt yourself. And if you put it down wrong, you crack the disc. Now you're going to hurt yourself. So it's all these, I'm in a hurry to do this, but I need an efficient way of doing it. So I bought a set of these, and I have a couple of them mounted outside, and I have a couple of them mounted inside. So I can literally just grab my grinders now off of my wall and take them outside, and they sit in there, and it's and it goes, and you can do your thing and set it in there. So far, I'm kind of digging them. They're all right here and easy to go, ready to go. Haven't used them too much, but that's kind of one of the things. And then we were talking last time about our wire wheels and them being mounted horizontally,
instead of yep.
And I don't know what happened, but I got to the point where I was like, I want to try this. So I took mine all apart. It's just an electric motor with a wire wheel somehow monkey wrenched on top of it.
Yep.
And it was just screwed to a block of wood. Well, I just turned the block of wood and mounted the block of wood to my table. So now it is horizontal.
Yeah.
And I used it for the plant and cleaning up the edges and filing the edges basically. And it's going to take a hot second to get used to the pressure of it. I think I'm used to holding it and leaning my body into it. And where it's sideways, you lean it in and you turn this way. So I'm like, oh, I want to stand a little bit more turned this way. So you can kind of use your bracing and stuff that you're on. I don't think it's more dangerous to use it that way. I just think it's a mind shift for myself where I have to shift that plane
which angle
of
your body's moving in so that you're bracing, but you're not going to go. Yep. No, that makes sense.
So I want to use it on some pretty heavy, like I use it a lot to clean up rusty tools and to clean up the forge scale and everything like that. So I've used it enough to go, it's got potential. I don't have any I'm not worried about those wire bits coming off in my face or groin and stuff like that. It's just going to be right here, and I'm kind of okay with that. So kind of excited for that, I guess.
Cool.
So some shop improvements. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, there we go. Those are some good woes and wonders.
Yeah.
And I like the angle grinder thing. Yeah, because right now, my angle grinders are kind of a cupboard off to one side, so they're not as convenient to hit. Now, I don't use them as much as you do, but I do use them.
And if you have the cutoff one right there, like how many times would you? I don't know. I've picked up a hacksaw and used it because to get the go and get the angle grinder and you're like, fine, I'll just, and you're like, whereas I could just go, ning,
It's true.
So
my machine is fairly thin. It doesn't take me too long with the hacksaw. And I got bigger pipes than you.
Yeah. That'll be the next challenge. You'll see us on Instagram trying to, what do you bench?
What do you bench? How long does it take you to use a hacksaw to go through a 1/4-inch plate?
That's what we should do. We should do that. We should do Brothers in Smithing Olympics. For the Olympics, to go through a 1/2-inch square bar, how long does it take? And then
it's like the lumberjacks, but we don't go through wood. We go through metal.
Yeah, how perfect is your circle? Like take tinsmiths and you have 30 seconds to cut a copper circle. How quickly can you go?
Am I allowed to use my circle cutter?
No. No.
I do like it. I was using it again on I was making a couple small lanterns. And nice and round. Then the burr goes up easy. Oh, it was fun. Loved it. Also, that I cleaned it and restored it myself. Also, adds that little bit of
It's one of those things. Oh, hey! Recently, you need to talk about you for the first time. Did a tinsmith demonstration since our last podcast.
Yes, I did. I'm not sure how the weather made it less successful.
Well, yes, but at least the experience of going, I was just thinking, the circle cutter is one of those things that I think that people would just watch mesmerized and go,
Isn't that cool?
I didn't think that those things existed.
Absolutely, it was fun. It was a good learning experience to figure out. Okay, I have to pack up all my stuff, move it somewhere, get it set up. I discovered that how I'd mounted my beakhorn stake in a block was not as sturdy as I was hoping. The vibration along the highway really loosened up. It's back to good now.
Good.
But yeah, it was a good day. Did a couple things, but it was quiet, so it was hard to tell how a busy day would flow and what kind of projects worked well. I had brought a couple different ideas, but I had a good time, and I'd do it again. So
awesome.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. So
awesome.
But yeah, so I guess that was new. Okay. Your least favorite part, my middle favorite part.
Middle favorite part?
Your head in what?
My middle favorite part. What? Never mind.
I can't say it's my favorite part, but I do quite enjoy it. I just like saying esoteric eggels, though. It's a great little alliteration. All right, esoteric eggels. We're going music. I know everybody does this, but we thought we would do it a bit more specific. Favorite song from the first album that you bought with your own money?
Ooh.
So, this is going back. We're both... You're in your 40s now, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, we're both in our 40s now. I keep forgetting how old you are. You're just a baby. Yeah.
Okay, no, here's the question. Your first album that you bought, was it actually an album?
Absolutely. It was a cassette tape.
Oh, okay. No, so I was going to say mine was a cassette tape that I bought.
Yeah, but no.
Okay.
Well, what were you thinking by album?
I was thinking like a vinyl album.
No, not vinyl.
Okay.
Mine was a cassette tape, but I'm not that old.
He goes back so
long. It's an 8-track. It's a little 8-track cassette. Not that I didn't have. I had some. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But no, my first album Am I going first? Are you going first? Sorry, I
No,
don't.
go for it. Go.
I don't want to stomp.
You're going.
Was Motley Crue.
Oh.
Yeah, and the song that I listened to, played it, rewind, just completely rewinded the tape, was "Smoking in the Boys' Room."
Smoking in the boys' room.
Yeah, not that I was, a smoker, but oh yeah, smoking ain't allowed in school.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, can't remember, I had to have been like 12, 13.
Yeah. Again, I don't remember how old I was, but the first one that I personally bought myself was a cassette, was MC Hammer.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So MC Hammer, and it wasn't. It was Too Legit to Quit. Was the song on that
with the hand signals? Too legit.
With too legit to quit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got it.
You had hammer pants. You did.
I actually never had hammer pants. I had the neon windsuit, but I never had the hammer pants. I wanted the hammer pants, but I never had the hammer pants.
That's too bad. I kind of want to see a picture of you in hammer pants.
Here, just a random question, since we're on, and I know it's kind of a double, but first CD that you ever owned. Do you remember the first CD that you ever owned?
That I bought?
Sure.
Or owned? The first CD I owned was a weird one because I didn't buy it.
Okay.
The first CD, so we bought a CD player. This is it was like brand spanking new, so it had the tape decks in the front, little top CD player. We bought it home, and there was actually a CD in it.
Oh.
Yes, so we got a free CD with it, and it was Poison. Yeah, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Loved it.
Every rose has its thorn.
So that's the first one I remember ever having. But as I said, I didn't buy it. The other one that would be right up there as like one of the first CDs was Gordon, Bare Naked Ladies.
Totally. First CD I ever remember, like, being able to like change tracks to and stuff like that was Gordon.
Yeah. But what? Okay. If you had to pick a song, best song on Gordon.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Oh,
you know what I'm going to go with? You know what I'm going to go with?
Yeah, go.
Last song, Crazy.
Fantastic.
Love that song.
Fantastic song. I think that's probably my... Yeah, it's up there. It's like top like 3 or 4. But no, best song, King of Bedside Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, it was a fantastic song. I really, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's a good one.
Not that I don't mind the other ones, but yeah, that's...
Oh, the whole entire album was fantastic. Still love it.
Yeah.
All right. Jumping ahead, now that we've done some random stuff, next month. So we've got our plans up for this month. Please do check out our Instagrams and vote for mine, please.
So your Instagram is
Tapleyton Smith, and yours is
Deer Run Forge,
and then we have the communal Brothers in Smithing. And you can check out all of them. You can vote for mine on all 3. It's great.
So look at his on his. Follow me on mine. Vote for me on Brothers in Smithing, and just wave to Kipling at Tapleyton Smith.
Exactly. All right. Next month, we get the plants. I get another win under my belt, and then we are doing. Yes, I'm going to try to slip this in as much as possible.
Well, okay. So the next month is slightly different because we do 11 challenges a year, because we both have kids. We both have 2 kids. And when the kids get off of school, we have astronomically less time to spend in the shop and do stuff. Between all the family activities, we go camping together. Between the 2 of us, we bring our families together and do all this stuff. And
camping podcast.
Camping live from the tent. I think you left the... What was left on the table that one time that the raccoon... The pie.
It was
the
a
bear
pie.
got the pie.
A bear ate our pie, which is really sad considering how many people we've talked to about bear safety.
Yes.
Very,
Yes.
very sad.
Anyway, so the next 2 months, July and August, we combined into one challenge because we find it very hard to get a challenge done a month for the next 2 months. We're not sure. We've never done the podcast over the summer, whether we will do 1 or 2 episodes over the summer. I guess we will see how that goes. But they'll obviously be posted when they come out. But the summer challenge, because that's kind of what we call it. Summer challenge is a brooch.
A brooch. You know, that
like
pin
a wearable
that you put on. Yeah, a big pin. Yeah. I don't know why we call them brooches, but the big fancy pin. So so that's the challenge. We're going for an animal themed a brooch. So it has to be in that genre. Now that being said, I think we can rule out no dragonflies, no butterflies because we've done those. No songbirds because we just did a songbird one, and we did a chipmunk. So there's no chipmunks. And we've also done one of the second one we ever done was a heron.
It's a heron. Yeah.
So no herons. Not that I was.
So nothing that we've ever done. Are you going to rule out your undersea creatures that you've done before for a pot thing, or are you like
they weren't specifically the theme, but we can rule them out. No undersea creatures. I've done octopi actually twice. Octopi. Yes, I have. And no trees. Because, you like to make trees.
It's not an animal.
I know.
Okay, so Kipling's upset because the first 10 challenges, I made 5 trees and I whooped him on all 5 trees.
But then when we had a tree challenge, who won?
You did that because you wanted to take something. Anyway.
Because I wanted to learn a new skill, which is what this was all about.
True. So animal jewelry brooches, wearable brooches. So it has to be something it has to include the pin or something you can pin onto something.
Yep.
And it has to be animal themed. And
it can't be like we said, under 2 inches because it's a brooch. Like it's not like a chest plate. Well, I know your scaling issues. You've complained about it multiple times. Like
okay. So
these massive, alien planet. Venus Flytraps, your fairy door, you whined like crazy, whined like a Shiraz about you like that?
Like a Riesling?
Like a Riesling? About the size of the fairy doors. Like
Okay, so here I just want to clarify since it's going out there. If the blanket brooches that I make, the blanket pins, I think those are over 2 inches. If I was to attach a piece to one of those blanket brooches...
No.
What?
No, this is like the jewelry brooch. We talked about this. It's not a blanket brooch.
Okay.
Besides, where would your learning be? You have made a whole bunch of blanket brooches.
I know, but I don't know how to attach something to it. It would take those See, this is where I'm thinking. It would take those blanket brooches to the next level. Yes, I make blanket brooches, but they're just the simple blacksmith, C-clamp thingy. If they had a thing attached to them, I don't know how it's going to work because it still needs that piece to swing.
Okay.
No. If you don't, I'm going to have to buy some safety pins or something. I don't know.
Well, you can
how are you going to attach yours?
You can buy brooch pins from Michael's or Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you buy yours already?
No, I looked that up this morning.
Because what we have done before for lamps is we've bought the same lamp base and then said make a lamp out of it. So.
I looked at them because I thought there might be a specialized, maybe even a whole brooch back kind of thing. And that's why I looked to see, okay, maybe I'll order these and we'll each get one. No, it looks like a pin. Okay. Yeah, it's nothing special. And it's probably cheaper for you to go out to Michael's and buy one for the, $1 that it costs than me buy one and ship one up to you.
Fair enough.
But if you want to go for your, it still falls because technically those are called blanket brooches. Whatever advantage you feel you need.
Oh, come on. All right. Okay.
So yeah, so that's the summer one, and then we'll decide. We'll see. We might just do we could probably just do a fun podcast, figure out something that we want to talk about. Just for good times.
Yeah, we should.
We could tell the bear story.
We could tell the bear. We could tell our camping woes. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Okay, so this is a true story. So there's two projects that I have coming up. One, I want to make a reel with my Venus flytraps, and I want to take a little plastic fly and somehow make them fly around and then get caught in the fly trap. But I don't know how to do that. I'm not a videographer, so that's kind of a fun little thing. But another reel that I want to put out on my Instagram is in one of the other things I made a little automaton. And I have this little anvil.
Something like an automaton.
Okay, stop. No one knows that song.
What do you mean no one knows that song?
Okay. I know that song. Anyway, I'm going to stop saying that word because every time. So I bought some little anvils. And this little one I absolutely think is adorable. It's almost like a keychain anvil. It's like an inch tall, maybe.
Yeah, it's the size of your thumb.
Yeah, it's the size of my thumb. And I wanna make a reel when we're out camping, okay? And I want you to go, I forgot the forks or spoon or something. And I go, I got it. And reach into my pocket and pull out a small butane torch and a small hammer and this anvil and just a tink, 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 and forge out the thing that we forgot and be like, blacksmith is always ready, like a Boy Scout is always ready. So we could tell the story of us trying to make something with this wee little, or cooking eggs on a la roche.
Oh,
we have so many camping
stories. We've been camping for longer than either of us have been smithing.
That's true.
Yes.
We've never smithed on a campsite though.
That is also true. I'm
going to bring an anvil.
There we go. I'll bring some copper.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome.
Excellent. Well, sir, I think that was. Is there anything else before I say that was fun and we should call it a night?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, that was fun. We should call it a night. Sorry.
Is there anything more before I conclude? No, there's nothing more before I go. Okay, I'll conclude. No, it was a good one. It was a good one, man.
All right. So, again, last quick wrap up. Please check out our Instagrams next week. Tapley Tinsmith, Deer Run Forge, or Brothers in Smithing. Please vote. Even if the competition's already over, just let us know. Write in one of our comments. We'd love to get some feedback. If there's something you think we should try to make and compete over, add that in as well.
That's a good one too. Yeah, we do plan these things a little bit in advance now, but if there's something you're like, oh, you guys should make this, then that would be a great thing to add to comments and stuff too, for sure.
We'd love that. All right. Well, thank you very much, sir, and you have a good night. And may the villain win.
I don't know.
I'm being the villain, obviously.
See, but I think my fly traps are the villain in this one. Okay, so out of the two, the fly traps kind of feel like something you would make, and the money tree kind of feels like something I would make. It kind of feels roles reversed in this one.
Oh, I would never make a money tree. What are you saying?
No.
I don't like money.
Like you make the
I'm from Venus?
Fantastical Fantasia things.
Oh yes,
and I make the realistic
Planet B12 Venus flytraps. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
so we're channeling each other. So that should mean I should win because you've had the last couple wins.
I don't like that. So just vote for me instead. Okay.
All right.
You have a great night.
You too.
We will talk to you later.
All right.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Good luck, and may the best plant win.
Good luck, and let the best plant win, aka mine.
Which is mine. It's mine.
Mine.
Mine.